Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Untitled Chapter family. I wanted to come on because I got a question from a subscriber asking how to grow strawberries. How you grow strawberries is basically this. If you're growing in a container, you want to make sure, first of all, number one, you want to know what zone you live in. All you got to do is go to Google and type in what growing zone I live in with your zip code. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Once you do that, you understand what growing zone you live in, you're fine. The next step is knowing what varieties you want to grow. The terms are everbearing and June bearing. Everbearing is like a perennial where you're going to get strawberries from the spring all the way until the late fall. June bearing is only once in the growing season, like the spring. And once the spring is over, spring season is over, that's it. Okay? So, that's the two things that you want to think about first. Number three is the type of soil you want to use. When you're growing in containers, all you need is regular potting soil. Some people mix their soils, amend it with potting soil and planting mix, or they go ahead and use. You can also use the acidic soil and mix it that way because strawberries do like some acidity. Okay, that's one thing you want to think about. However, when you're doing that, you want to have a pH monitor because if you go below a 4.5 or a 4.0, you're causing harm to the roots. Okay, that's it's a no-no. You want to be balanced from a 5.0 to a 5.5. All right. So, what type of strawberries are we growing here at the NJ Cali Garden Family's Garden? We're growing the Albion. The Albion is a well-known variety that was developed some years ago, over 2 decades ago, basically. Um, and there's so many different varieties. This variety here is everbearing. Everbearing is a great choice for those who can grow everbearing year round. If you can't, I would suggest you get like a cold frame method and do it that way, or you can just have a hoop house or a greenhouse and try that way as well, or make a greenhouse up. Now, this right here, this section here, is the mother plant. Okay, I'm gonna explain what happened in a few. But first, I want to go ahead and tell you how to feed it. You want to use compost. Compost is a must. If you don't want to use fertilizer, compost is a must. That's the only way they're going to fruit for you if you use compost and also earthworm castings. Okay. Uh, but if you want to use a fertilizer, tomato vegetable fertilizer is the key. They love tomato vegetable fertilizer. Once you feed them that, you want to go ahead and do it at least every 4 to 6 weeks in the growing season. That's it. Okay, you don't want to overfeed for your strawberries with tomato vegetable fertilizer at all. No point in doing. All right. So once you give it earthworm castings and compost, you can also give it a liquid feed, and that is fish fertilizer. Some people call it now that Alaska, they call it 511, or you can use whatever fish fertilizer that's out there. It's up to you. Some fish fertilizers is mixed with kelp. That's a great opportunity to know that you're getting more nitrogen, and that comes with the leaves. Fish fertilizer also has a lot of nitrogen in it as well for leaf growth, but it also has phosphorus and potassium for fruit production with flowers, and then you get the fruit. Okay, now what happens once you start getting berries? Another thing happens, and this is key. You start getting runners. And unfortunately, my runner is basically what the leaves are kind of looking kind of crappy because of the heat wave we had this week. But as promised, I wanted to make sure that my subscribers understand how to grow strawberries. When you're growing strawberries, a thing you want to be careful of, if you don't want to propagate strawberries, cut the runners off. But if you want to propagate to get more strawberries, instead of buying the strawberry starts from your local nursery or big box store, another thing you can do is basically take I got a clothespin here, and for me, I'm doing this method again. It worked last year, so I'm doing it again. So for me, I have a clothespin, and all I did was take the clothespin and stick it onto the strawberry runner, which is the crown now. This right here, I'm trying to get my thumb in it. Right here is the crown. Okay, as you can see, when you're planting your strawberries in the ground or a container, you do not want to bury this crown. You want to be careful. However, for demonstration purposes, let me come over here to get a good look. This is right here the crown. For demonstration purposes, you want to make sure that when you propagate your strawberries, you want to make sure that you see white little hairs, and those white little hairs is actually the roots. Okay. Once you get roots, it is okay to go ahead and remove the runner, clip the runner off, because what's happening with the runner, like I said before, the runner is actually causing your berries to actually grow slower than usual. All right. And for the Albion gives off big fruit production, as you can see here. So this is a great thing, a great choice for us here in Kelly Garden Family, because we really like this variety. It's sweet, but not too tart, and we love it. So what we're doing now is we're preparing ourselves to grow more strawberries, and we're actually going to be propagating some more. And what we propagated last year, we end up getting 3 extra strawberry crowns, and we got a double here. All right. So we only kept the mother, and the rest of we got end up dying. But from the mother, it gave off 1, 2, and right here is 3. Okay. And this right here, if I can move it a little bit, I don't want to break the thing, but this right here is the mother. Okay, you can see a little bit more better. That's the mother. All right. When growing in the ground, all you want to do is give it, dig a hole, and you can mend it with some compost, an early fertilizer, okay, or a slow release fertilizer. Mix it in. You could look at a little Epsom salt for iron, okay, that's great. Some azomite rock dust, okay. Once you do that, like I showed you with the crown, you want to go ahead and place it in the hole without damaging the crown. All right, the crown should be above the soil line. Once you do that, you want to go ahead and water it in. Okay, but be careful not to water the leaves, because what happens with the leaves, you see this discoloration over here? Okay, that's what happens. And when this happens, it causes disease to your strawberries. All right, so be very careful when you actually doing that. But it's different when it rains, because what happens is it takes off the nutrients from the rain. Okay, and it's total difference when you're using rainwater and using your city water, or and you're using the whole water hose, or you're using drip irrigation or irrigation in general. It's totally different unless you got a filter. You still want to be careful no matter what, if it's raining or not. You want to check on the leaves after it rains to make sure there's no discoloring of the leaves. If it is, get rid of it ASAP, because then your strawberries end up dying. The strawberry plants will end up dying. That's what I want to say. Now, when it comes to location is very key. They love full sun, but if you're in the triple digits like we was this week, you want to place it in a part shade, part sun. If your city, like Arizona, for instance, right, the state of Arizona, gets to the triple digits, you want to make sure you got some shade cloth ASAP. Okay. Another thing you want to be careful of is aphids. Aphids, snails, and slugs will do harm to your strawberry plants. And there are ways to get rid of those. You can use organic method, which is adding it in a can, tuna can, and place the cleaning that tuna can out very well, and then add in some beer, or you can use copper, okay, copper tape around the border of your raised bed containers as such, or make a border around your strawberry bed and still do the same thing, or get metal copper rounds, or you can use a liquid such as Captain Jack's slug away with the pellets in it. So those are ways to protect your strawberries, because once the snails get into that, eat that, they or slugs for that matter, they will actually die. Another thing you could do is easy getting some salt. Salt kills slugs, and also it kills snails. You want to do this at night when it comes to doing the salt thing, because you will see them at night. You're not gonna see them in the daytime. It's rare when you see them at daytime because they don't like the sun. So, if you see them under your container, you know that there are slugs. You're gonna see holes like this, okay, and you will see holes in the strawberries. You knew a slug or a worm, for instance, got into your strawberry bed. All right. So I hope this helps you. I hope that everyone got some good information. If you have any comments, let me know in the comments below. Follow us on our Instagram, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you all to my new subscribers. Thank you all to everyone who have been listening and being a part of our family. We thank you, and we will see you soon in the next one. Peace.